YouTube? We're making this video today because I wanted to fill you in on what's been going on with that International Metro van. Lately it's garnered a lot of attention on the internet, and the reason is it showed up for sale again on eBay right after we just finished it. Well, here it is months later, and it's quite the climate change, but I want you to stay tuned, watch. Let's talk about this Metro, see where it's been and what's going on with it.
Before you know where it's been, you need to know where it came from. And if you haven't seen the other videos, everything these days is a barn find, isn't it? Well, not this one. This one was a find, but it was found in a parking lot in Southern Ohio, and all of my friends told me I was crazy, so I passed on it. I didn't buy it right away. But what I did do was go back to my computer and constantly, for hours on end, try to find something that would go underneath one of these Durango chassis. Because I love these trucks, and I already had this. So what would you do with it? I was gonna do this. But no, we ended up going back and getting this Metro van. I don't know why. The thing was just screaming to me. Every time I closed my eyes at night, that van was going, go back and get me, go back and get me. So that's exactly what we did. We went and got it. And unbeknownst to me, there were people that were looking at this truck. They wanted to buy it. They loved the way it looked. One of the relatives of theirs drove by and sent them text pictures of it, and they were all aghast how cool it was, but it was too far gone. It needed too much work, so it was too much for them at the time, and they passed on it. Well, right after that, my buddy and I showed up. We bought the thing, and we drug it home here, and we had to straighten it out in the driveway. As you can see, we're pulling it around. But the cool part about this story is, do you know, when we finished it and we sold it to the couple that bought it, it was the same couple that passed on it before we got it. So it's like magic, it's like kismet, it's fate, whatever you want to call it. It was supposed to happen, and it was really cool that it did. So keep watching, check this out. I feel kind of honored that I was able to facilitate the vehicle that they really wanted, and somehow the two were brought together in the end. And this was one of the ways we did it. Was we had to rebuild the motor. All these trucks that I end up with, there's something wrong with them. That's why I get them. This Divco was inspiration for the build. So what I did after seeing it at a car show in Columbus was I ran back and I started chopping this one to bits. We had to get that big hulking body off of the thing. But how? We don't have a lift. We're in the gravel. What are we going to do? Well, construction ingenuity, pal. That's what. We built scaffolding, and we decided that work or not, we were doing it. Being from the generation that we're from, we're Gen Xers. You know what that means? You just try it. Hold my beer, watch this. Yeah, well, not quite, but similar.
I cannot believe this fucking worked. You've lifted stuff up before, but nothing like this.
That's right. We've never picked anything up like this before. But I'm glad it worked, because once we got it lifted up in the air, all I had to do was drive that chassis underneath it. Do you feel safe doing it? Not always, but you know what? Again, from where we're from, it ain't that big of a risk. Hell, the thing's hanging in the air already, so let's just see if we can get this chassis up underneath it.
All right, right there.
Man, that thing sounds good. And you know we did get it underneath of there, and we did all the work necessary to marry the two, and it actually came out a little bit better than we thought, because at first, literally, we were just winging it. I mean, I've done plenty of things like this before, but we weren't sure how well it was going to work, and it ended up being a little bit better than we thought. Now, anything can be done to a high standard, and you can keep going, but these types of builds that we're doing here, these are not huge money builds. These are fun, fast, safe, and it's awesome. I mean, look at the way that turned out. We gave this thing a new lease on life. It was sitting in a parking lot, and before that a field. It was never going to be back on the road again until it made me buy it. And now we know why. So we got the thing on the road, and we took it to a car show. We started putting it all over the internet because it's cool. I mean, we got gas. This car show that we took it to, you couldn't keep the people away from it. They were walking past $100,000 shiny builds to stand next to our big ugly. And it was so much fun that it's no wonder that bringatrailer.com actually ran an awesome piece on it. It got it tons of attention. It caused the YouTube video to blow up, 150,000 views in a very short time. Why? Because it's cool. It's so cool. And not to mention, people love it. You can't go anywhere without them staring, and it's badass. Right. So all of that combined, when the owners told me they were selling it and could they use my images and write up, I said, sure, no problem. And they did, and Barn Finds picked it up. And while they quoted it as a 69, the impact that this truck has made on the internet and on people around, the next time your friends tell you that you're crazy for buying some piece of junk, just buy it anyways and build it. And check our other videos to see those trucks, because you could have 150 some thousand views based on nothing but a dream.